Alrighty guys, so I had a brain fart the other day and I want to share it with you. Come on, let's go sit down. I'm thinking about a class action lawsuit. Yes, I am. Everybody in today's world seems like they want to be a victim. It seems like it's the only thing that pays off these days, right? So, thinking about a class action lawsuit against these people right here, guys. Smart water. I drank a couple of bottles now, and I ain't no fucking smarter than I was before I bought the bottles. Probably dumber because I bought freaking couple bottles of smart water thinking it would make me smart. So what do you say, guys? Let's go find us a sleazy lawyer and do a class action lawsuit. False advertising. All right, let's get with it. What's this? All right, so I ask again, what's this? Out fucking standing, Carl. Yes, it's a piece of magnetic strip like what you would use if you were in business for yourself or you were someone's lead man or foreman or whatever, employee. This is a piece of magnetic like what you would stick on the side of a vehicle, and then it would have your company logo and all that good stuff on there. And I had a genius idea with this stuff. Let me show you. Alright, for those of you that saw my mountain fishing kit, you know that I took a military canteen pouch and I stuffed a bunch of stuff in there to go fishing. Well, while I was up there, I bought a new fly line for one of my fly rods, and I bought a couple leaders, so I've been inspired to start throwing fly rod again. So what I'm starting to do now is dig up all my old fly fishing stuff and redo my fly fishing kit. So I had a couple good ideas because I really don't want to go out and buy fly boxes and all this other nonsense, but I'm tired of stuff. No matter what kind of box you put it in, when you open the box, it's a mess, right? Okay, so we got this right here. And my first example is, this is a card case. So how many of you pissed away your childhood dreams thinking you were going to make $1 million collecting baseball cards, and now that you're an adult, you found out they're basically fucking worthless? About all they're good for is putting in the spokes of your kid's bike. But the nerd down the street that invested in Pokemon cards, now that little prick cashed in, didn't he? At least my generation, we have some baseball cards that actually are worth a fuck, but that's a whole nother video and a whole nother story. What I have here is the little plastic case that you would keep a valuable card in, right? And what I did was I took a piece of this magnetic material and cut it to size, put it in the case, and what I have in here right now is a couple of Joe flies. You guys fish, you know these things are just absolutely deadly. They're razor sharp, and they have little trailer treble hooks behind them, and it is very easy to snag yourself with one of these. So they're in a nice little magnetic case. Even if they do get bounced around, they're not going to fall out and they're not going to get too tangled up. So that works out great for that. I don't remember what this original case was. Who knows? It was probably a hooks or something from way back in the day. But I got some little rooster tails in there with a piece of magnetic. Makes it much easier. All I got to do is just reach in there and I can pull one out, right? And this one happens to be a rainbow trout colored one. Don't have to be in the mountains to catch fish with that. I've caught fish locally with that. Catch when it's the right time of year. I don't think the panfish really care what color your lure is. They snag it. Now I have no magnetic in this, but you can never go wrong with a couple of grasshoppers, right? Alright, so then look at this. Who's old enough to know what this is besides me? Yeah, AOL. Are they even still in business? This came in the mail sometime in the 90s. It was a CD that you could download onto your Windows 95 or maybe Windows 98, right? And get free internet for a little while. Well, for some strange reason, somehow I managed to keep this case. And I've used it before for fishing stuff, but I've redone it. And I don't have a lot of stuff in here right now, but I do believe this will work. I got the magnetic strip in here, and I've got some old flies, and a grub, and an old rubber cricket. They seem to be more or less staying in place. It's the right profile for a fly, that's for sure. Alright, so, and until further notice, this little fly box here, I got a piece of foam in here. And let's zoom in on this. These are just some random flies from dime a dozen kits, right? But because of where I live at, I feel anything with red in it is going to be productive, right? And because we have these nasty yellow flies down here, I think anything with a little bit of yellow in it probably make for a good bite too. In this box, I got, I guess they're nymphs. I got a bee. I got two more yellow flies that look kind of like those yellow flies around here that's so nasty. I mean, if I was a fish, I'd bite something like that just out of anger. And there's some more flies. Of course, you can never go wrong with red and white. That is a black and gold, like, inchworm or something, and that's just a black bug with a red tail. But I have a feeling for down here, and I have a feeling down here that these will catch just about anything that's in the river locally. And in this old Plano box, I've got me some poppers. I got some little dinky poppers, and I got some bigger poppers. That's just like, I guess, a chartreuse inchworm. It's not even a popper. This is just a little yellow lead head jig, but I think that'll work just fine around here with the fly rod. And in my pocket tackle box, I have put a piece on here so I can leave a hook or whatever on there, and I think that'll just come in handy. And while I was up there in the high country, I did buy a couple of leaders. I found a 3-pack of Rio, 7.5 feet, 6X. I think that'll be perfect for down here fishing for panfish. And then I also have a 7X tippet that's fluorocarbon. I believe that's going to come in real handy too. And of course I have an assortment of bobbers, and I have a little piece of yellow 2-pound test in there. But you can never know when you might need a small bobber to help keep a nymph off the bottom, or just help float whatever, right? I guess if you're an avid trout fisherman, you call them strike indicators. Well, to me they're just a damn bobber. So, where you gonna get something like this, right? Amazon? Hell no. Even if you could, I'm sure you could buy a whole damn roll of magnetic material off of Amazon, but why the fuck do you want to spend any money on Amazon when you can spend it locally and actually help out someone that you may or may not know, or a friend of your friends may know them? Buy local when you can. Go to a sign shop and ask them if they have any scrap pieces, because what happens is this stuff comes on, like, you buy it by the foot. You can buy like a 25-foot, 50-foot roll, whatever you want to buy, and there's always going to be like an end piece. It might be 6 inches, it might be 4 inches. It's not going to be enough to save. Offer the shop a couple of dollars for the end piece on the roll. They'll probably just give it to you, but always offer to pay for it first. And then you come home and you cut it to shape, you put it in your box. I'm going to be doing some more boxes like this where I'll be able to keep hooks in there, and, you know, this is limited to your imagination. But if you have one of those little boxes that you keep hooks and all that kind of stuff, swivels and whatnot, you put a bunch of that in there, it'll more or less keep it in place, right? So let's put this stuff back in. Now, for you fly fishermen, you're wondering like, where's my nippers and where's my forcip and all that? It's in the little metal box. Now, of course, when I'm actually fly fishing, that stuff will probably be attached to these little cords and whatnot. It's a learning process for me. But this is so much more than just a canteen pouch. All right, so the message today is, if you're tired of stuff slamming around inside your little compartments on your tackle boxes, maybe a strip of magnetic might be just a ticket for you. Hope you enjoyed that. With that being said, know this, I'll be putting this to practical application very soon. So